Hello, everybody. So here I am again for our third day of the Creator Summit. Today I have a super special team of friends and wedding creators that will be joining us really soon. So, hello, everybody. Welcome. If you don't know me, I'm Giovanna Duailibi, community builder and founder of Belief Wedding Creators. And this week, for 10 days, like a longer week, we are together for the Creator Summit to celebrate the launch of the wedding book, Secrets Behind the Scenes. The Secrets Behind the Scenes book is something that we've been working for 2 years now. It's been an amazing journey so far. We put together weddings from 36 countries with people from a lot of different cultures and traditions, and you're gonna find out a lot of secrets, hidden secrets from real wedding creators with real experience. So this is something super unique because it has never been done before. It's a printed book, international printed book. I could be more proud of our team and our family, our belief community. And this is not just for us, it's for you as well. So make sure to pre-order your book if you want one, because this is gonna be amazing. Today we have three special wedding creators, amazing wedding creators. We have here with us Judy Amado from Panama, Sabrina Gambato from Italy, and Meghan from Costa Rica. We're gonna be talking about totally different weddings and scenarios and challenges, and this is something that I love, because when we talk about community, when we talk about the wedding industry, we do have different people, we have different clients, we have different challenges, and this is why I decided to put them together, totally different scenarios, so we can learn from them as well. So I'll be starting with Judy. Judy, are you here? Let me put her here before. Oh, yes, she is. While she's joining us, Judy, I'm gonna just put to you guys some details of Judy, because she's an amazing person. Hello, how are you? Good morning.
I am good. How are you doing?
I'm awesome. I'm awesome. I'm just introduce you to them so they can know what you have been doing, because there are so many things. Oh my God. So Judy is an expert in wedding and special event planning, guys, in Panama, in Latin America. She was born in Panama and owns the first business dedicated to organization of events in the capital. For the last 3 years, I think a little more, she has occupied the position of GM of the American Trade Hotel. By the way, it was our home last year for the Belief Retreat, which she was the host with the planners firm, and was one of the best experiences that I had in my life. So anyway, it's amazing. You can see Judy all over the world. She's a mentor, a speaker. We love to hear her talking about business, because she knows what she's doing. I love that you were wearing the filter. Super cool. Judy, I want to start with you, because one of your, you always say that I'm a woman who was born a baby boomer, but I have the soul of millennial. And I love that. I love that. And how it has been for you this last year with the super lives and a lot of social media, because this is not for now. You have been, I learned with you a lot. So, how it has been for you, the social media challenges and all this millennial stuff?
Well, I'll start by thanking you, Giovanna, as usual, for your master ideas of promoting our community. And I'm, as always, a very proud believer. And so I start by saying that. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the book, which I'm very
Thank
excited
you for
to
being part
see
of the book.
soon.
Yes.
To see soon. And thank you. I learned this from Rui yesterday. Look. Thank you, Fabio, for our new filter, so that I'm proudly wearing. So yes, to your question, yes, I am a baby boomer. Do you know that we are right now an age or a time in life that we have 5 living generations, which are 5 generations that are clients. So basically what has happened is that we need to communicate with all 5 generations, and there is only one way to communicate. which is basically social media right now, because printing and all of the other stuff that was still alive and kicking has become scarce, particularly this year. So even though I have always been amazed and curious about technology and therefore communications in this social manner or digital manner, and yes, I have been learning for many years, and yes, it takes me a long time, like what it takes to a millennial or a Generation X or Y or Z, a natural 10 minutes, whatever, touching a new iPhone or a new app, or even the uh, the Instagram, or those that when they become new and actualized, like just recently Instagram did, it takes me days. But still, it can be done. And the longer you do, the better you get. And the more
Yes.
comfortable you get with communicating this way, because now this is the only way. So what is
Yeah,
your
I
option?
agree.
So this year, with all the difficulties that we have encountered, two things that I keep. One is that going back to basics, which I posted today. Going back to
But I love
basics.
the post, guys. You need to go to her social media because the post is spot on.
But
It's
back to
amazing.
basics prove me that being a baby boomer, those basic skills, those basic things have remained. And in a year like this one, then you go back to basics and you realize that there's, the basic principles of living are there to stay
Yeah.
forever because they have survived the pandemic. And the
Yeah.
second thing is that nothing, you've always said, and we've always said that we're here, but we don't know the future. We don't know. Well, now we really learned that we do not hold the future
Not at all.
like in a very stable situation. So back to your question on communications, this year has proven to be a very basic, where you say thank you and goodbye and please, and that's as basic as we get. And in a complete sentence, it's better. And that embracing the technology and the modern life, it's a must,
Yes.
like it always was. Communicating, it's always a need, a basic need. So
Yeah.
there
I
you have
love
it.
that. I love that because it's something that we have been doing part of belief, not just to communicate like business, but to be together, like for example, we had the virtual belief retreat this year. Last year we had the amazing experience in Panama, but we were not able to go to Lisbon this year. So we need to embrace and be ourselves, etc. I love that. Judy, now I want to ask a question about money, kind of money, because you are my girl. What single project or task would you consider your most significant career accomplishment to date? Like, can you walk us through the plan and how you measure the success and how it was for you, something that you are like really proud part of your career?
Very good question, but very hard to answer, because success, it's
That's why
not
I give to you.
success. First, success, it's not measured in one particular way, and it's not even the same in a different stages of your life. So success, first and foremost, it's measured on a moment, on a given moment. It is not a permanent thing. So success when I was having my first child was to establish a career that would give me time to spend with them and also grow personally, because I had my children on my way to 33 years old, which at the time, 33 years ago or 32 years ago, was a very late time for a Latin
Yeah,
American
good.
woman. So success in that time was something. Now, let's talk so that we accomplish something with time. Success now. For me, the most important success decision was done 3 years ago, when I started realizing that I wanted to move forward again. Because again, moving, it's a constant. Growing, it's a permanent constant. And success moves according to those. So 3 years ago, I came to the realization that my brand, my name, the success that I had accomplished until then as a wedding planner was coming to an end because I wanted to move forward where I could write, I could teach, I could communicate, and
Yes.
I needed to grow in my social media engagement because I felt that at my position of privilege, being somebody that was able to study abroad and to travel a lot and to being born where I was born, where my parents believed in education, on that setting, as a privileged professional, I had to share. And the immediate way of sharing knowledge was via social media and digital communication and e-communication in general. So in order to do that and not lose my success at that point, I had to grow in a manner where I was not directly involved. And then I came to the realization of not having a successor because my children are not in Panama. They did not pursue this career, which is a check mark that I allow them to grow in whatever direction they wanted to do. So I envisioned partnership. And that's how we created the Planners Firm, which is today the most successful firm in Panama, which has a full generation available planners. Meaning we have a very younger Vivian Villano, a middle one, Cristina Aleman, and then the senior, elder one, me. So I probably give to the firm the sustainability, the experience, how could you say this? The older experience brand. And then you have the energy of the younger generation and all across the board. You can pick and choose which is the planner that best fits your needs. And there's for also the product that best fits your needs. So my success today, this happened, this was finalized a year and a half ago, but it started 3 years ago, where we started conversations which were generated by me. Because I kept thinking, wow, all of these is going to simply not survive time unless we give it a twist and make it more permanent. And that allows me to move forward, which what I know best and what I want to leave, which is a legacy of everything that is inside my head. Because when I started and looking at the success moment of those who could listen to this IGTV even later, when you're starting today, well, you're starting in a framework completely different to when I started. But, and everything important goes after the but. I started after the invasion in Panama in 1990, when there was an opportunity created by a terrible situation, which, yes, it was only unique to Panama at the time, but very similar to today. So my career as an independent wedding planner started right after the invasion, where people started asking me questions about what weddings are going to start again. So could you revise this menu? Because I had been a hotelier until then. So I may end this ranting with saying that there is this time for opportunity for all of those starting, but you have to start with whatever the need is moving forward. Smaller weddings, back to basics, more meaningful, thinking about creating very, very strong ties and memories with family and friends. And I'm not saying wedding planners are not needed. Actually, wedding planners were proven to be instrumental
more than
in
ever,
solving all of your problems of postponements until today for 10 months, all over the world. So we have proven to be very smart, unique professionals that are instrumental moving forward in every celebration, maybe more than ever, to make it
more than ever.
perfect.
I agree.
And do not allow you to be celebrating under a lot of stress, because for us it's not a stress, but the needs are going to be new, and the older professionals need to move forward. I hate the reinventing word, because we are not reinventing anything. We are who we are. We are invented already. But we have to continue our journey by embracing the new, which is
Yeah.
like I embrace technology after being a baby boomer.
One of the things that I learned with you from these past years is that the learning curve, we need to embrace the learning curve. So every single moment we are learning something new, we are embracing change, we are adapting and keeping moving forward. And I love that. It's real, like this year has been so different that
A
if you don't
learning
embrace
curve.
change, learning curve, totally. If you don't embrace change, you're dead. It's stressful even more. So anyway, Judy, for part of the book, you have two weddings, and you are used to do huge weddings in Panama because Panamanian they like to party,
Oh
right?
yes, we are party
And
people.
one of the weddings that is part of the wedding book, you had 1,000 guests and almost 800 professionals working at the same time. And it was inspired by Dubai weddings, and you had like a kind of a patisserie idea so people could have their sweets, etc. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. With this wedding, what was the biggest challenge that you had to face?
Um, our setups take a long time for a wedding like that. They take several days, and as you said, Panama is a very, very big party community. Everything is celebrated. So when we have a wedding like the one of the ones in the book, because they were both different, but in essence the same, probably um, challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do not use the word problem because there's never a
Challenge,
problem.
yes. Yeah,
So
I agree.
basically, what happens is that we have a wedding on a. People love to party from Friday on, and a lot of our brides like to do their parties on Friday because Saturdays and Sundays are days like to, get out of all this and go to the beach and whatever. So most preferable it's Fridays, but even though we make them on Saturdays, what happens is that then you have venues occupied from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then even Sunday. So when you have a wedding that takes 5 days, the challenge of accommodating your wedding in a venue that may have several days prior occupied, even if you reserve maybe 6 or 9 months, because Panama's is not very big on 1 year before weddings. So that is
Mm-hmm.
always the biggest challenge. But even in that particular situation, the most important challenge is to time vendors one after the other, so you make best use of your time that it's allotted. Maybe you have 2 days or 3 days, but the design it's made to happen maybe in 6 days that we don't have. So what we
Mm-hmm.
have to do, and I always say to even younger ones and more experienced planners, from ceiling to floor, from out to in. So when you are doing you have so many vendors that have to come in to do, maybe you have to do the ceiling. So you have to do the ceiling before the tables, right? And the ceiling before the
Mm-hmm.
floor. Because if you do the floor and then you have to stand on the floor to hang the chandeliers, it's sort of like crazy. So
Yeah.
I always say from top to floor, from out to in. And the other challenge is that you have to, again, take it off really quick because there's
Mm-hmm.
somebody else coming for the next weekend.
Yes, yes.
So how do you go then? I know it sounds simple after I say it, but you go from in to out, from floor to ceiling.
And I love
And
that. I
then
love that.
when you
Go back
are
to the
planning,
basics, right?
you have to start, you get really synchronized with your head. All planners have been hired, and now you're
Mhm.
going to do your real minute, because it's not even a minute to minute, but a minute to minute, second to second setup. Execution. It's actually like
Mhm.
5% of all our work. All our,
Yes.
all our clients are thinking like, oh my God, how do you feel about tomorrow? Tomorrow is already history for me, for all of us.
Yes.
The
I
the, the
agree.
nitty gritty, the 90% of the thing happens during the 6, 9 months and the 3 weeks before. And then you get, like Rui says, he comes in, there's a Rui that walks in to me and says, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. I am changing. And this is, we have Ruiz in the world, a lot of them, because I'm very creative. But I am
Yes.
way more of a planner, like Jackie, than I could be a very creative person, but I always have the creator, the flower guy, the designer, the painter, the structure guys, which, you know, this is what I want, and they're the creators. And then they come and they said, you know, when I'm really thinking about it, right here, right now, that pink wall, no longer pink. Now it's white. And so that process of making the best use of your planning time, and
Yeah.
also allotting for those minds that are brilliant, because like everybody have said, it's a team. You know, they come to me and they said, oh my God, your wedding, my wedding, it took a village. You know, it's like a symphonic orchestra.
Yes. Yes.
Nonetheless,
Yes.
symphonic orchestra, there I am standing with that little stick, and I don't even know how to play the violin. But those violins need to play at the same time of the sax and the
Perfectly.
piano and the thing and the whatever, the bass and everything else. And there you are
Yes.
standing with that little magic wand. And then you have the Ruiz and the Jackies and the caterers and the Giovannas and the Guadalupes, and Guadalupe, it's a little bit like me, and or a lot like me. And then there's, you know, there's a whole wide range of vendors that have to come
Yeah.
together, because definitely the dream work only happens with a teamwork.
I agree. This is
So
brilliant. And Judy, the other wedding that you have part of the book, I just said, it's beautifully done as well. It's huge. It was for 500 people again. But you know, like you were talking about the stress free kind of, it's like 1 week before. But what do you do personally when you wake up on the wedding day to get ready for the day?
well, I do what I do every day, which is getting up way ahead of when I have to move forward, because I need personal time for my coffee. It's just one of those things that I've had all my life. Even when my children were small, I had to wake up 30 minutes before I woke them up to go to school, because otherwise I am a worse crazy woman than I normally am. So that I continue doing. But it's a very funny thing. There's two things that I do for a wedding. First, I go and I seriously review my minute to minute of execution, because remember, again, for that day, execution is already nothing in your minute to minute. At least we begin our minute to minute the week prior. So
Yeah.
it's nothing, it's the last page. But execution is what everybody's going to see. That 5%, it's your window to the world. There's going to be
Mm-hmm.
brides there that will see you. Secondly, because I don't do it long before anymore, I choose what I'm going to wear. It's one of those things that I always have options, because I have a lot of formal attire, but I choose what I'm going to wear. And thirdly, I have to have a knot on my stomach. If I don't have it, I begin to worry a lot. And the day I
Mm-hmm.
don't have it, I have to quit, because that tells me that I am still engaged enough
Yes.
to have that little stress enough to remind me that this is important, because
Mm-hmm.
this is the one time for that person. Might be the zillion time for me, but it still has
Doesn't
to
matter.
be
Yes.
that
It's for them.
thing that I am, you know, that I feel my body is like in sync with the fact that I have a huge responsibility for execution ahead of me.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, like this is something that we have been doing for the book. We have been working for the wedding book for 2 years now, and most of the people maybe, oh no, it's the end. It's just gonna print. No, now I'm getting butterflies in my stomach. I'm here live. Going live is not something that I'm used to do, but I'm here with you guys, and it's something that every single day I keep thinking, okay, we are in the right path. This is the right journey, and I love that, and I agree really much. So, Judy, another thing, and now it's the crazy question. Be honest.
I'm
Be
worried about
honest
the
with
crazy
us.
question.
What was the craziest thing that has happened in one of your weddings? You don't need to say names. You don't need to say, oh my gosh, go. So I want to listen from you. What was the most craziest thing that has happened? It was, and you were like, what?
I don't even know how to answer that question because you come to my age, there's no longer anything crazy. You come to the realization that there is no longer a crazy situation. But I can tell you, because when you get a question like this, whatever pops to your mind first is what you need
It
to
was the craziest.
say it like out loud. I have had the craziest request, which I did not do. Is the one time I said no. And maybe Rui is going to kill me because he might think this is like, okay, why not? But that I said, this is where I draw the line. This, I don't know how you call it in English, but do you know these things that you come inside in a playground for kids and everybody can jump inside and it's full of air? How do you call those gigantic, like
Air.
jumping
Yes,
air
there's
things?
something. Yes.
People go in the playgrounds and they jump and jump and jump. To come up at
Yes.
midnight for everybody to go in, I said, this is where I draw the line. I did not do it. But the craziest, which is not so crazy, more than it is sensitive to me, was dealing with a madrastra. How do you call madrastra?
Mother-in-law?
No.
Yes, no.
Madrastra is a stepmother.
Yeah.
Like the one in Blancanieves
Okay, Maleficent.
in the stories that was not supposed to be sitting in the front row at all. The relationship was really bad, and it was a very sensitive situation with the bride. For the bride, it was very sensitive. See, Rui would have said yes to the jumping thing. I know my people. What do you think? So anyways, Rui, this was like 1996, okay? Not 2020. Fine. All right. Sorry. Anyways, continue. And this woman decided to show up to the ceremony early. And I had been warned a zillion times from the bride, like, this will ruin my day, my life forever, my whatever. And Lord and behold, I met her in the elevator as I was walking into the ceremony. She was there, all dressed up.
Oh, gosh.
Like the mother of the stepsisters of Cinderella. And walking towards the ceremony to sit on the first row. And then again, how were you going to get her out of there? Without causing a horrendous scene. So here I am in this small elevator with her, and I can tell she's all dressed up, and I know where she's going. So I strike this quick conversation with her, and then I sort of ask her, like, wow, you really look nice, and you're all dolled up already, and whatever. And wow, but aren't you a little bit early? And then she answers, yeah, I don't want to cause a scene, so I want to go early and get on my seat. And I said, well, where do you think it's your seat? She goes, yeah, definitely on the first row next to my husband. So I look at her and I said, all my life I've recognized very intelligent women, and I'm looking at one right now. So because you are so smart, you're going to understand that you do not want to make your husband choose today between you and his little girl.
Wise.
And I really know how smart you are. So I really know that you really know that you are on the fifth row. And your name is on the chair.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
So actually it was the most, and I was so afraid because I
can't
kept
imagine.
thinking to myself, I could have missed her on the elevator, never thinking she was going to arrive like an hour before the wedding. So, yeah, That must have been it because
Yeah, I think this can fit.
my
This
stomach
can
was
fit as
here throughout
the craziest
the
thing.
ceremony.
This is crazy, yes, Judy. I love that because as wedding creators, we have to say no sometimes. You know, we have to understand the boundaries and the client's wishes and the needs of the place, etc. So, learning curve, my friend, learning curve. It's not everybody that can do that now, but we can improve every single day. So it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Judy, I could stay here for
It's
a whole
always
day
crazy.
talking
It's
to
always
you.
crazy, this job.
I love to spend my time with you. Thank you so much, guys. Judy is from Panama. She has two amazing weddings, part of the book. Also, her people from the Planner Stream, Christina and Vivi, they also have weddings, part of the wedding
The
book
planners
in
firm.
Panama. If you want to go to Panama, please go to the American Trade Hotel. I dream about coming back there because it was an amazing experience. Judy, thank you so much for being here with us today, and I really hope to see you very, very soon.
Me too. I want to see all of you guys, all my believers. I'm ready
Thank
and
you,
packed.
thank
I'm
you.
ready and packed. Bye.
Yeah, bye bye.
Bye.
Whoa, this was super, super, super good. And now you're gonna move from all the way from Panama to Italy. I'm gonna invite Sabrina Gambato. She is based in Milan. Where is Sabrina here? And I love her work. Actually, I'm gonna talk about a little bit why she's coming in. Sabrina is an Italian wedding creator, and you can see her all over the world. Hi, girl. How are
Hi,
you?
I'm good.
Sabrina, she has been working in the fashion industry side by side with big international brands while working with couples in their wedding, not only in Italy, but also in UK, Cuba, United States. So you truly are seeing here a destination wedding planner. She's a dear friend of mine that I love to spend time with, and with a bit of soul, award winner with the Belief Awards, and she is always engaged with people from the wedding industry, make sure that she can connect people. So I had the pleasure to meet a lot of amazing people because of her. And it's all about collaboration, and that's why I'm so happy to have you here with us, Sabrina. How are you doing in Italy? Great?
Oh, it's great. Milan is sunny, so I keep energy also from the weather. And after tornado, Judy, I'm quite scared about this interview.
No, when I was planning the program, I really wanted to bring opposite things so we can grow as much as we can. For example, yesterday we had Rui, super 1,000 in speed, and Jackie, who is really calm. And so this is amazing. I love to have you here. Let's talk about money. What was your biggest decision that you've made over the past year about your business and about money that you think you're gonna help you in the future?
Oh, it has already helped me now in this crazy situation. And the first thing I had done, it was not to have a studio where to meet my customers. And I know that sounds crazy, but as I am, and I always wanted to be a destination wedding planner traveling to my customers, I thought it was just an investment that was not necessary for me. Like a studio is a nice place where you feel comfortable, comfortable, and well, of course, you want to welcome. It's like just a house for your customers, but it's mainly about you.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted it to have something different. So to go to my customers, because usually the customer I have are always busy, and for them it's quite a tricky moment to take time to come and visit me. So I travel, take train, airplane, anything, any means of transport, and I reach them even before we started the planning journey or their
Mm-hmm.
creative journey. And this is something that I have been criticized so much in the last 10 years because they say, oh, come, Italy has a deep tradition on, how you look, about the statement. You are a wedding planner, you need to be well dressed. There are rules, and to have a
Mm-hmm.
studio was a rule. Even if you are starting, you need to have a studio, and should be nice, and should be in the middle of the city, and should be blah blah blah. And I just choose not to have the studio, and to attract people that was not caring about that, because I can be a very good wedding planner even without a fancy studio.
Yeah, and I agree. It was something that Jack was saying yesterday. So you need to start and grow little by little. You don't
I
need to,
exactly did that.
yes, we don't need to have some place, you can go to a hotel, you can go to other places, and it still will be an amazing wedding creator serving your clients. So I love that tip. And you're not going to change that for the future, right?
No, because it's like serving. I know, in some places in the world, and I think Italy is one of them. It's more about you, but for me, it's more about my customers. And if they are busy, I don't want to ask them to come to my place. It's more that wherever you are, I will come and get you, or I can talk while you're working, while you are doing things. And it should not be you are coming to my place. I can reach you at the office or at the bar under your workplace, anywhere. Like if you are
Yeah,
on holiday, I can reach you there. That's not a problem. And it's
yes.
about being open-minded. That the beginning, I thought was a limitation, because maybe I was too open. But I saw that this was my thing. I was the only one doing that in this way, and it worked. So,
Yes,
and it's
yes.
working now because I'm light. I can work from here. I can work from Honolulu. I can work from Stockholm, and it has worked
Which you
during
did all those
which I
places this
did.
year when you
Yeah,
when you were
which I
trying to
did.
come back to Italy.
Yeah, and even if I was struggling with airplanes, I was in Atlanta with nobody there. I was still working because internet is everywhere, and connection.
Hmm.
You have all the tools with yourself. You just need to have your little luggage with everything you need, and the things you need are not so many as we think. They are
Yeah.
a lot less.
Yes, I love that. So Sabrina, she has two weddings, part of the wedding book, guys, the secret behind the scenes. Two beautiful Italian weddings. But one of them, I want to talk about one of them. One of them, you were not just a wedding creator, but kind of a superhero because it was a lot of challenges in logistics because it was in an island. And Sabrina was trying to relax on the morning of the wedding, guys, and she was like attacked by a jellyfish or something. So I was like, what? This is definitely secrets hidden behind the scenes because nobody will never dream
No.
that you were like with your legs. So anyway, I would love to hear from you how it was for you, the logistic part,
Mhm.
and of course the personal part that it was like, okay, I need to keep going.
Okay, so the wedding was in Sicily. Sicily is an island. Most of the wedding creators have been there for a retreat, I think. It's on the
Mm-hmm.
south of Italy. It's more close to Africa than is to the continent. Tradition are different, and logistic are different. It's treated like an island, and all the connection are very tricky. So, or you take, I usually work with the same team, and my team is made of people like me. So they like to travel, they are flexible, and if I need something, they solve my problem. So they are all of them are problem solver, and I love to work with them because they don't create problems, they solve them. And this is something that could
Mm-hmm.
seem simple, and yeah, everybody solves problem. It's not true. There are suppliers that create problems. So this is an important thing. So I was working with a supplier that was not from the island, and although I had a great connection there, I decided to go for this supplier because it's very creative, and we needed to deliver more than I expected with our personal gift to the bride. So
Mm-hmm.
we needed to carry all the flowers, all the structure, everything from the mainland to the island. And there is this tradition, let me say, that there is a barrier between people that work in the land and out the land. So
Mm-hmm.
transport are very, very slow sometimes for some people. And I said, I don't want to, we will send everything 1 month before. And just the flower, we will take them inland, but all the structure will be there 1 month before. And
Mm-hmm.
what happened that even if we send goods 1 month before, they were able to stop them. But what
Oh my
happened
gosh.
was that my supplier were superhero more than me. So they went out of the island. They were waiting at the port for the goods, and they took the structure and everything by themselves.
Oh my
And
gosh.
we did everything on time. And even the bride doesn't know we had this problem. And of course, if there is the situation, we can share this with our customers. But during the work in progress, she
No,
doesn't know. She didn't know anything
of course.
because she had other
Yes.
kind of problems. So yeah, I just agree with Rui when told. Your team is everything, and suppliers. You need to have the supplier that reflects your values, your way of living. It's really deeply important because otherwise you just you cannot work well or in the way
Mm-hmm.
you want because you're just a follower. You need to be ahead. So even if there is anything, you can fix it if you have the right
Yes.
person by your side. And in this case, they stay like awake all night. They were telephoning, they were finding way, and we had a plan B, C, D, E. We cut trees in the middle of the Sicily. Like we found other ways to deliver the service, and it was exciting. I can tell you, I was scared, but I was more excited because in the meantime
Yeah.
we were creating something different. You will see in the
Mm-hmm.
book, the arch was not supposed to be like that because while creating and solving the problem, we found other things that were on the plan B and C that we could add to the main structure of the wedding, and it was. Something very generous from the part of the supplier, and uh, and it has had really an impact on the wedding. Everything was
It's
so
beautiful.
energetic.
It's beautiful.
So when you face a
Yeah.
challenge and you resolve and you go after that, you have so much energy and you can do your work even better.
Yes, yes, I agree. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's really Italianish wedding. I love, I love. So we go from Panama with 1,000 guests, and then we go to Italy. How many guests did you have for this wedding?
40 was a small
40,
wedding.
40 guests. So
Yeah.
this is about the wedding book, guys. We wanted to put together different styles, different cultures, different traditions, because everybody can get married. Doesn't matter the size, doesn't matter the dream. Everybody can get married. So, Sabrina, let's go for the crazy, crazy question.
Okay.
Everybody's like, what? Okay, if you were in charge, asked
Mm.
to be in charge of the world for a day,
Oh,
what kinds of change would you make? Keep in mind that you were asked to be in charge for the world as a wedding creator.
oh my God. Like, that's crazy question.
Yes,
Well, if
I'm
I,
doing my best.
I know you definitely did. Well, what I really will do is to create a disruption. Like, I think we are all stressed out. We think that like we live in our little world where you know, I'm stepping on my little world, you are stepping on your little world. So I have my problem, you have yours, and it's not anymore about sharing, which is about this community. So as wedding creators, what I will do, I will make this rule that people need to break the rule and just stay together, have fun, going out from their comfort zone, and try to see the
Mm-hmm.
wonder outside. Because if we stay in
Yes.
our little world, we will not discover anything. And you know, the magic things are all outside. So in being open, we can just, so it's more an attitude that I will try to train the people, is like to be open, like wide open, and to not to be
Mm-hmm.
scared, because you know, fear is something that controls you. And I know I'm going to think about like I'm speaking about something more philosophical, but it's something that I put in my daily life, and I think it helped me a lot to obtain magic results, because they are not
Yes.
done on purpose. As you have seen, my career is more, oh, you are there in the right place in the right moment, and things just happened. And so the magic is this: to be open and to be
Mm-hmm.
always there for others. And then,
Yes.
like, the magic happened, and you are the right person in
S-
the right moment.
Sabrina for Queen of the World, guys. She's in. I love that because, when I founded Believe 2015, I was just looking for people that could teach me something and we could like create something together. And now that we're seeing, for example, we have Mexico, we have Portugal, we have you, Italy, we have Panama, Dubai, just here together, and Brazil, etc. So this is something that we really, really need to embrace the difference and embrace the community. So you went well for the question, crazy question. I love it.
I would like to say something for the people that are not part of the Believe Wedding Creator community, which I have invited, and it's this. Between creators, or like it happens to you choose five people that usually are close to you the most time of your life, and you get contaminated from those people. So here with Believe Wedding Creators, you get contaminated by other people mentality, other people creativity. It's like a good illness that you get, and you absorb
Hmm.
all the good things from all the different people. So what I can tell you, it's my experience is that I have been learning so much from Rui, because it's so wow, it's crazy in the sense of the creativity and in that legacy. Tornado Judy, that is her name for me. She's just strong, wise, and clear, crystal clear, like Jacqueline. She is very gentle, very soft, but determined, and like a well organized. Or like a Guada. Guada seems to be like I can tell for each person in the Belief wedding community, I have
Yes.
taken something. It's just you stole a gift they have, and it's just by talking, by sharing. So
Yeah.
this is what Belief wedding creators gave to me during these. It's 2 years or it's more. I don't
Yes, I
know.
think three or more. I'm so glad that you said yes because it's an amazing. I love to have you part of Belief, and it's had been quite a journey. I love that. Sabrina, love, love, love to talk to you. We need to do like a creator summit way longer, guys. 20, 25 minutes. It's being hard, but I thank you so much for being here with
Thank
us,
you for
and it has
everything.
been an amazing journey. Guys, Sabrina is part of the wedding book, Secrets Behind the Scenes of Two Beautiful Weddings. You will be learning a lot about behind the scenes with her weddings as well. And thank you, Sabrina. Hope to see you really soon
Ciao, thank
as
you.
soon as I come back to Italy. Bye. Okay, so now, well, we went from Panama, then Italy. Now we are going to Costa Rica, pura vida. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to talk to Meghan. Meghan, where are you? She's coming for us. So, guys, Meghan, if you are ready for the pura vida lifestyle, this is the place that you need to go, because if you have never been to Costa Rica, please add that to your bucket list. Hi, Megan.
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Great, thanks.
Great. So Mega has been working as a wedding creator for the last 10 years or more, probably. And
More.
her weddings were already featured all over the world with the Belief Awards, and people love the scenario, the vibe, and the style of her weddings. And I'm super happy to have you here. How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Ah, this is awesome. So Costa Rica, I had to say something personal. I went to Costa Rica for 3 days only, and I just fell in love. I was like, oh boy, I need to be here more than just once for 3 days. And I want to listen from you because you have one wedding that is part of the wedding book, which it's really Costa Rica. It's really Costa Rica. I really love it. And most of the time, people, when they travel to Costa Rica, they spend a lot of time there. They don't go just for one day. They want the whole experience. In the wedding that you are featured on the wedding book, it was 5 days event. And I want to know from you how it is for you having I don't know, a week long wedding. It's huge.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's amazing. It's what I love that we create is experiences. I've listened to a couple of the other planners, and I know some of the other planners that are part of the book and that you speak with. And I mean, they do these huge productions, these Indian weddings, and it just, I mean, amazing event productions. Ours is a little different that they're a bit more maybe low key or relaxed. Like they're about experiences within Costa Rica, like doing a catamaran cruise or a whole group having like a zip line or, just a beach bonfire, a day at the beach with like spearfishing, learning how to spearfish and, climbing some hills there or having a bonfire on the beach. They're kind of just all these experiences, mostly in nature. And, I love that. The gift of what we get to do is have these days where couples and their guests get to spend so much time together, and that's not typical for a typical wedding planner that focuses on one day. So I really love the magic we create in that extra time.
Yes, I can envision myself as a guest of one of those weddings, because of course, it's the party, but it's the space and the scenario, the country itself, the gastronomy. It's a whole experience. And I'm going to go, before we go to the crazy question, I want to ask you something about money. Can you share with us one really good investment that you have been made, or that you made in the past, and one that was not so good that you were like, I'm not going to do it again, regarding money?
For money, the best investment I've ever made is the people that I have with me on my team. In the beginning, I think like a lot of planners and a lot of just business owners, wore a lot of hats. One, when you're starting out, you don't have a lot of funds to start a big team. So you're solo and you're juggling all the tasks, involved. And, I think the best investment I ever made was taking that leap of, hiring someone and hiring someone else and, continuing on. And I have Arlene, because we handle all of those logistics of the activities, the transportation, the hotels, like all of the travel involved with like destination wedding groups. So I kind of call it like destination wedding management, and initially I did it all. And bringing Arlene onto the team to handle like guests and give guests that focused attention was amazing. And it was hard
I
for me
love
to
that.
have that control because I wanted to do it all. But she's so good with the guests, and she has helped, you know, people that need a wheelchair accessible vehicle. She's helped them have that the entire experience so that they can do all these incredible experiences. That's not so easy to find in Costa Rica. Some of those kind of handicap accessibility things like and then bringing Kata on my team. She's an amazing designer, and she's able to give design the focused attention that deserves as well. And it's much better than me trying to do all these things. We have people that really specialize in one area, and I can touch on all of these. I can contribute to all of these, but it enables everything to be done the best it can be. So, and you know, now we have Carrie with marketing and different coordinators for events, and it just that's definitely the best money by far that I spend, or best money decision I've ever made, is the right people on my team. And your other question was the
not so good investment.
Not so good. I think the not so good would actually be this kind of the same answer, would be putting that off for too long. You know, in the beginning, I didn't have a bookkeeper, even outsourcing some of those things. So I think the not good decision that I made was waiting too long to add people, and waiting too long to outsource different things. I tried to do too much for too long, and that was detrimental to, you know, myself and to my services. And, you know, it doesn't best serve your clients when you're spread too thin.
Yes, this is a great advice for sure. And Meghan, if you had to describe the colors of Costa Rica for someone who is blind, how would you do, or what would you say? Yes, I'm challenging everybody here today.
That's, oh God, I mean, it's a hard one, because like, how do you describe vivid? And, you know, I mean, just how do you describe those words? You know, I tell people I used to live by Arenal Volcano area, and it's so green, it's so lush. Just every time I drove there, you know, I'd travel for a wedding, or I'd go out of the country and come back. Every time I went home, I was shocked by how vivid and lush and green it was. And I have no idea how I think you would have to describe it in ways of flavor, like find that person's favorite food. I don't know how to describe a vision to someone that doesn't, you know, wouldn't know what that looks like, you know. So I think I'd have to find their favorite food and describe that sensation of it, like the taste exploding in their mouth, and like that joy. And, you know,
I love that.
I think that's the only way I could compare it.
I love that. I saw one of your weddings that I think you won the awards, and they were like bare feet with the sand on the feet, and it was like, the vibe is different and the sound of the sea. So yes, I'm on fire today, because guys, you guys are amazing, and they're saying that I'm on fire, and I really want to learn from you. So Meghan, what is for you the most challenging part of being a destination wedding planner?
Oh gosh, that's a hard one. I think it ties to what I said before, is my biggest challenge is there are so many roles, you know. And so my challenge over these years was, and it continues to be, finding the spots that someone else can do better, you know, identifying my best strengths, identifying what I do best and what I don't do as well, or maybe what I do well, but maybe I don't enjoy it as much. So maybe someone else could bring some more energy or excitement to that aspect. So I think my biggest challenge as a destination wedding planner isn't so much to do with weddings. It's to do with like the running the business aspect of it. And that interests me the most too. I love figuring out great like systems and processes, and you know, figuring out the best way to make things work, and coordinating as a team, you know, from afar. Our team is all over Costa Rica, US, a couple of places in the US and in Spain. So, you know, when everyone went remote with COVID this year and everything, we didn't change, because that's how we worked anyway. So just that coordination of everyone, tying everyone together and figuring out the effective way to do everything and to grow, that's my biggest challenge.
I love that. Megan, I love to have you here. Thank you so much for coming, guys. Megan is part of the wedding book as well. And I really hope to see you soon in Costa Rica because I need to come back. Thank you,
We'd love
Megan.
to have you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, guys, what a day. What a day to be alive today. So today we are finishing our second day for the Creator Summit, and I'm super glad to have you here with me. Megan, Sabrina, and Judy was amazing. Tomorrow we have more. The fourth day and the fifth day will be all in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, so Guadalupe will be taking over the sessions. And we're gonna have tomorrow Eliana Terrazas and André Cortez from Colombia and Bolivia. And then we're gonna have Fanny from Guatemala and Cynthia from Paraguay. So make sure to invite our friends that are non-English speakers and they want to learn about weddings with in Spanish. So thank you so much, everybody. Make sure for you to pre-order your copy. You can go to our link in bio. You can find there. We are launching officially November 30, but I'm not sure if we're gonna still have copies because we have a limited edition and we are selling fast. Thank you again and see you all tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.